Alright, so let's see. Myrrh, do you have anything for me? It is quite sad that the warrior cook won't be sailing with us anymore. Ye hanging in there, losing a crewmate, never being easy. Need to rest. Yes. Sleep well. I could use full HP and magic points. Also, I haven't done any stories in a hot minute. Let's go ahead and take a look at some new artifacts. New story, The Nomads of the Sea. New story, The Clockwork Castle. Any story? Yeah, tell me about the two alchemists. Countless millennia ago, two powerful alchemists named Rashan and Afarul set out to create the elixir of life and succeeded. As all things in alchemy come at a price, the gift of immortality caused their bodies to decay, leading them to conceal their hideous under colorful robes. Reveling at first in the bright side of the immortal coil, they spent centuries nurturing the world and creating wonders to inspire its mortals. Over time, however, Afarel grew increasingly jealous of the ephemerality he would never taste again. Thus began his wicked journey into the forbidden schools of alchemy, a journey which would see every last bit of good in his heart dissipate as he experimented with soul, bone, flesh, and blood alike. As fate would have it, Afarul fully embraced evil and emerged as the Fleshmancer, a vengeful immortal plaguing the world with his monstrous creations. Rashan tried intervening as best he could, but all that ensued was unspeakable chaos and collateral damage as the two former friends fought with godlike powers. After much struggle, Rashan discovered the Flesh Minion's only weakness to be solar and lunar magic, a power bestowed upon those born during a solstice. He began training these children to become solstice warriors, singularly tasked with culling the numbers of Fleshmancer's creations. But Afaral's knowledge was also growing. Eventually, he became capable of creating oddities of unlimited potential, known as dwellers. They would be impervious to all forms of magic, except during a total eclipse, when solstice warriors would have a very short window to attempt taking them down. And dwellers, it turned out, were creatures in development feeding on local life. Left to their own devices for too long, they would evolve into world eaters, spelling doom for all. Armed with knowledge and power, solstice warriors would patrol the world, tracking dwellers to determine which should be taken down during the next eclipse. If they remained vigilant, there would never be a world eater. But Rashan knew such a stalemate would only cause Afarel to devise something even worse. In a desperate attempt to get ahead, Rashan boldly performed transmutation alchemy on the very space and time continuum itself. After successfully splitting reality into countless timelines and parallel worlds, he shelved his alchemy vial and took up the mantle of archivist. On an endless journey across all realities, he would catalog every possible outcome in search of a resolution to the throes of the Fleshmancer. Meanwhile, Afarel rejoiced at the infinite number of opportunities for destruction that had just opened up to him. To find some measure of peace amidst their immortal conflict, the two alchemists made a pact to let the fate of each timeline play out on its own. And so the game of cat and mouse began, played by dwellers and solstice warriors on one level, and by Rashan and Afarol on another. Across a myriad of timelines and over innumerous centuries, some worlds would never be visited by Afarol, while others would be cursed by his mark. Once marked, it was only a matter of time until a world met its finality, often following centuries of struggle. Each would either be destroyed by a world eater or permanently saved by the ascension of a pair of solstice warriors into guardian gods. As to when Rashawn's plans on recomposing the timelines, or whether he even knows how, remains to be seen. The end. Interesting. What a fun little interesting tidbit of information about the world. When Aphorol first arrived in our realm, he brought with him a group of kid geniuses. If stories are to be believed, Kale and his friends had struck a deal with him to free their people. Then the Fleshmancer's new base of operations, they would toil away, creating machines for obscure uses in realms unknown. But such a base had yet to be built, so as always Aphorol set out to locate the best collaborator there was to be found. He needed someone morally neutral, for it was execution he desired, not competition. With this new lair, he would prove himself superior to Rashawn by building a castle that would control time within itself. The watchmaker was the perfect fit. She was only interested in her craft, and otherwise had no interest in Aphorol's machinations. All she asked for in return was a workshop of her own, where she could be left to her own devices. The deal was struck, and together they designed the Clockwork Castle. The watchmaker began drafting schematics for the kids to start production on, while she'd handled the more intricate parts herself. Meanwhile, Aphorol enchanted countless cogs and bricks, giving them an aura of magic that none could understand. Construction was almost complete when Kale and his crew made their move. One night, they flipped exactly the right cogs so that once the castle perpetual movement was activated, its core function would backfire. They had no goal in mind other than foiling the Fleshmancer's plans, and in that respect, they'd succeeded resoundingly. What came of the sabotage was that time now came to a halt within the Clockwork Castle, or rather, within its inhabitants. And they had played their tricks so well that Aphorol didn't even know they'd done it on purpose. There would be no impressing Rashawn this time, but he could definitely see some upsides to a workshop that operated forever. As a final touch, he ensured that any mortal leaving the castle would see themselves age instantly by the amount of time they'd spent inside. Upon completion, Aphorol locked everyone inside for a century, ensuring that the watchmaker and the children could never leave, lest they die instantly of old age. The watchmaker thought nothing of it, and relished in the opportunity to focus on her craft for an eternity. Yet in this time prison, Kale and his friends would have to work day and night, proud of having done the right thing. It seemed they are at peace with their situation. Perhaps getting to be kids forever helps, in a way. From day one, they would always deliver, while adding just the right amount of breakage to give the Fleshmancer countless headaches without raising suspicion. One can only feel gratitude when contemplating the suffering that's being delayed, or even prevented, thanks to their cunning game of wasting Aphorol's time. The end. And then there is one more story. The Nomads of the Sea. Is this all of them? Or is there a second page? I wonder. It was like a dream. No one believed it at first, that their seemingly eternal journey could finally be over. Why them? And with the current Oracle of Tides being so young, who could confirm the long-awaited discovery? But in their heart of hearts they knew, before them appearing even more vividly than in their visions, stood the Tower of Ansludlo. And so it was that the Nomads of the Sea, who had traversed abyssal plains since their time immemorial, would settle at long last. Having reached their promised land, they started building next to the tower. In Dockery Village, generations would come and go, each following the guidance of their respective Oracle of Tides. Since that day, they have been the guardians of Ansudlo, waiting for those destined to open its gates. In this new era, memories of their nomadic days live on in classic tales, retelling the deeds of great explorers and formidable warriors. Oh no! Oh no! Stop! It's my thing. It's because it wasn't plugged in. It's okay. I'll plug it in, I'll let it charge, and I'll just tap the spacebar while I read these stories. The most popular by far is the Battle of Fate's Guyot, a story with so many versions it may very well be just a myth. To the best of their abilities, historians have pieced together hints from various retellings of their battle, some even dedicating their lives to the subject. It is generally accepted as fact that the Dakari almost went extinct while crossing the territory of a gigantic sea slug. What happened next is a matter of much debate, depending on the interpretation of key passages and the credibility of certain sources. Some claim that the Battle of Fate's Guyot never happened, dismissing it as a fabrication meant to scare off would-be pillagers of ancient Dakari treasures. This theory is mostly seen as a stretch, however, given that such looters' inability to breathe underwater would already be deterrent enough. Some historians say that the giant sea slug was defeated when the Dakari made their last stand on a flat-topped seamount, giving the story its title. For others, the scriptures about sunken ruins are simply too consistent to be ignored. According to this version of events, the nomads sealed the monster away when they realized they couldn't defeat it. The key was then split into 3 equal parts, each waiting somewhere in the deep blue for future heroes brave enough to rid the world of this threat. The end. Interesting. So, what's interesting is the game gave us the Vespertine, right? And the Vespertine was like a story that was in here. So are you gonna load or no? Nope. Okay. All right. So I guess we're playing mouse and keyboard for a little bit here while I just figure this out. All right. It is properly charging, but it doesn't charge very fast. It doesn't look like. Whenever you're ready, the Sky Council should be ready to see you now. I'm ready to rest. Do I have to go down to these beds? Oh, or maybe I leave? Where go, game? Where go? Want me to take the lead? Yeah. New day, new leader. How do I rest? How do I rest? I could have sworn you could just like hit the thing and then go to sleep, right? I would like to sleep, please. Oh, I bet it's the fire. It's so weird. I haven't rested like ever, right? In this game, I like never rest. You really don't need to that much. Alright, let's see. The entire village of Tendergar's feeling. He was truly loved by everyone. Yeah, no duh. Garl, that takes a whole while to sink in. Oh, hello there. I am a traveling fisherman, currently looking to settle down. Now that I have seen it all, I would like to run a fishing house somewhere relaxing. The perfect place, you say? Well, I'll be onwards to Mirth then. This is Mirth. Want to play some wheels? Yeah, give me a champion game of wheels. Let's go. Let's play some wheels. Let's go Knight and Mage. Give it a spin. Ooh. Let's lock in 2. all but one. See if we can't get greedy with the last one. Alright, well. They ended with 5. Oh man, they got really lucky. Holy crap. These 3. Woo! Lock it in. Let's get a launch and an XP. Take down the wall and then hit from above. Alright, let's get a spin. Let's get these 2. Ooh, big, 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 big. Alright, alright, let's go. All in on Wizard, huh? All in on Wizard. XP, XP, double wall. I don't think we care too much about Knight. Unless we roll high with Knight. Man, the fact that they have like a triple XP one is nuts. Yeah, but we had 1 wall up is where we want to be. We want to always have 1 wall up against this lineup. No, you want to see? All right, well, the level up is huge on Mage. All right, and then double tap, got a low. Man, Mage is crazy broken. No, I want Mage. All in on Mage. Can we get there? Nope, can't get there. We're gonna have way too much wall here. Alright. But we got a shot here. If we can go off with the Mage, we feel good. Unfortunately, we're only playing one set of wheels here. Oh, but we hit so good. All right, this should knock down the wall. And then this one will fly over. Yeah, now all we have to do is hit with... We want wall and Mage. Oh my gosh. Just kidding. I only need 3, and that'll hit the wall. Now I want Wizard. Alright. Well, we got the wall up. So we're fine and safe there. We have some tucked away in our Knight, which isn't really that great. We'll save the XP, not that it matters. Ugh. Miss on all accounts. Yeah, we're good though. Yeah, Knight's not very good in this front. I think this does it. I think this does it. No, not quite, not quite. Let's lock in. Yeah, this is dumb. Alright, we got lucky again. We'll just launch with Knight. Like, we might as well. Like, we're not losing. Like, we'll bump down the wall a little bit, but we have to hit on Mage eventually. Which we did here. Not quite enough. But with quads, is that enough? Quads might be... quads isn't enough to get action. That's okay, though. Alright, shield's gotta go up at some point. Alright. Mage is striking. I think this might be enough. Oh, are we dead here? We're not dead here, okay. But we should win? Oh no, we got so close, though. Oh, with the bomb, though. We got it. Yeah. Champion. Hey, you won. Congratulations. Here's your prize. We got a silver wheel. I wonder how many more of these are out there. I'd be interested in, oh man. Are these Fleshmancer things? I'll be keeping Garl in my thoughts tonight. He deserves better. Also, you guys can hear, like, the thing is, like, connecting and disconnecting. I wonder if it's the charger. The charger might be, like, messing it up or something like that. I'm not sure. But we'll see. I miss Garl. He was always really nice to me. I have to do work. I have work to do in the field, but I can't because of all the thorns. Can I do something about that? Can I, like... What was push? Yeah, I can do something about that. Alright, now for the hard part. Get the ones in the middle. Oop, I see it. I see it. I see it. I see it. There we go. No more thorns. We are truly for the people. No way. You cleared all the thorns. It's so nice of you to help like that. I see you haven't forgotten your roots. Get it? Roots. Anyway, here's a little something for you. Hey, we got a rainbow conch. Rainbow conch. So, what's down this way? There's something here? Oh, wait a second. This is where we first... This is like the first... Like, we're kids and we're fighting with Garl. Oh my gosh. That's so sad. It's so sad. Oh man. What a bummer. Alright, well I think that's all that there is to do. Oh wait, no. This isn't Mirth. This is Mooncradle. Can I go up? That's right. He wanted to be buried in Mooncradle. I'm surprised that I haven't been back to Mooncradle, like, yet. Hey, it's good to see you two. Doing all right out there in the world? Yeah. I wonder if there might be a conch in here. Oh wait, can we go into the elders? Ah, Moiraine's office is locked. He should have given us his key before leaving. Is there something I could do in here, maybe? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay. The old stomping grounds. It's always weird to go back to your school, right? Like, I don't know if anybody has ever visited their high school again after, you know, being graduated for so long. It feels so weird. I hate it so much. It's been feeling pretty empty here since you left. I'm sorry about that. Did I leave anything here? Just a bunch of old books. The shelf was especially well organized, but that one's just a bunch of old books. I wonder how many Solstice children were ever here at a time. Because it really felt like Zale and Valerie were the only ones ever here at any given moment. No other Solstice warriors. I wonder, because we have run into another set, but they're like well older than us. So strange. So strange. Okay. Up we go. Alright, let us leave. And let's make our way over to Garl. Let's make our way up, I guess, to the giants again in the sky.